How you doing? I'm Billy. We're here in the R&D garage at Vintage Air. And we're about to install the condenser kit in the 67 Camaro. Let's get into it. We're gonna start by installing our dryer bracket in the first and third hole of the condenser using 1024 screws and star nuts. Next, tighten them up. Next, we're going to install our top bracket. Install the U-nuts in the upper holes of the top bracket. Now on the 6th and the 14th hole of your condenser is where we're going to install this using 1024 screws and star washer nuts. All right, now we'll tighten them up. Next, we're going to install the dryer. Make sure you have the flow in the right direction. So we got the in. That's where your hard line is going to go into the condenser. You can loosely put this together with the washer and the star washer 1/4-20 nut. Next, we're going to properly lubricate the O-ring before we install. Leave that loose. You're going to undo the cap here at the bottom. Uncap your hard line. Properly lubricate this O-ring also, and install to your condenser. All right, next, tighten up your line. Now that the dryer's in place, we can tighten this up. All right, now we're gonna install the lower brackets using the same 1024 screws, star washer nuts. First bracket's gonna go in the 5th and the 7th hole. Next bracket is going in the 12th and the 14th hole. All right, we'll get those tightened up. All right, now we're ready to install on the vehicle. We're ready to install our condenser assembly. As you can see, we've already removed our hood latch assembly. Now be very careful as you install this right here, because you still have your lower bracket core support in the way, so be careful. The top bracket is going to slide under the core support. Next, we're going to secure the condenser assembly to the core support using a 5/16 bolt with washer. Next, we're going to install the flat washer, your lock washer, and your 5/16 nut. leave it loose because we're gonna have to adjust. All right, next install your OEM bolt through the bracket into the core support. All right, next we're gonna install the hood latch assembly. All right, next we're gonna install the number 6 hardline. We're gonna install this idle clamp over here, over the edge. That's gonna secure it to a bracket later on. Uncap your line. Gonna uncap your dryer. Lubricate your O-ring. We're just gonna snug this up for now. And then after we put in our bracket, we'll tighten everything down. Next, we're gonna install another idle clamp. Uncap your condenser, uncap your line, and install to the condenser. Next, we're going to install the binary switch. We're going to remove this cap from your dryer. The cap should come out with this O-ring. If not, make sure you check to make sure there's not an O-ring still installed. We're going to use the O-ring that's already with the binary switch. We're going to remove your cap, lubricate your O-ring, then we're going to install to the dryer. Go ahead and tighten this up. That's it, you're good to go. Here we have our support bracket, our 1032 bolt and star washer nut. And we're going to install on the other side of the radiator core support. We're going to remove one of the OEM bolts from the radiator mounting bracket and insert it into your hardline support bracket. The bracket actually goes underneath both hardlines. Just snug it up. Okay. Next, we're going to install the 1032 in between the idle clamps and into the bracket. You have a couple of holes here, so you figure out which one works for you the best. I'll give you a quick shot right there before I insert it into the bracket. Okay. Now on the bottom of that bracket, we're going to install the star washer 1032. All right, now we're just going to tighten up all our lines, our 6 and our 8. Okay, and now we can tighten up our bracket. And that concludes our installation.